So it looks like last time when you were arrested for the fail to appear, we'd applied the $300 bond. It looks like you currently owe the court $38.5450. Person at the jail, please state your name for the record.
Tyler McDaniel.
This is case number 255037 FY, the people of the state of Michigan versus Tyler James McDaniel. Mr. McDaniel, did you have the opportunity to meet with somebody from the defender's office today?
Yes, sir.
I have a mailing address for you on Cecil Road. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
I have a complaint that alleges that on or about December 6, 2025 in Herring Township of Wexford County, it is alleged in count number 1 that you committed the offense of weapons carrying concealed, in particular a double-edged folding knife. That is a felony punishable by 5 years in prison and or $2,500 and mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device. In count number 2, it is alleged that you committed the offense of motor vehicle operating without security or insurance. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and or a fine of not less than $200 nor more than $500. In count number 3, it's alleged that you committed the offense of operating while your license was suspended, denied, or revoked. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or a fine of $500 in vehicle immobilization. Additionally, the prosecution has elected to charge you as a habitual fourth offender. That means that you have at least 3 prior either attempted or completed felonies in your past. That makes count 1 punishable by up to life. Do you understand that?
Yes.
On felony complaints, you have certain rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or write can and will be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney during any questioning that you consent to and the right to stop answering questions. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney throughout this case, and if you could not afford one would be appointed to represent you at public expense, but you may be required to repay a portion of that expense. Today, do you plan to hire an attorney, represent yourself, or request the appointment of an attorney?
An appointment, please.
Court will make a referral to the public defender's office for the appointment of an attorney. Will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf and will set the matter for a preliminary examination. That's a hearing that's held here in the district court within 21 days. At that hearing, the prosecution is required to prove 2 things. 1, probable cause that the crime had occurred, and 2, probable cause that you were the person who committed the offense. If the prosecution is not able to do that, the case would be dismissed. But if they are able to do that, you'd be ordered to stand trial in circuit court. Prior to that, there'll be a probable cause conference, which is where your attorney and the prosecutor will get together to see if there is a way to resolve the case short of going to trial. You also have the right to have a bond set. Your bond is based upon the probability of you appearing in future court appointments, the seriousness of the offense charged, and the threat that you pose to the public. Counsel, in 2011, looks like there were 2 separate adjudications for an attempted larceny in the building as a juvenile, and 12 in possession of narcotic, 12 attempted larceny from the vehicle, and 13 use of a controlled substance, 2 counts of that, and 14 possession of narcotic less than 25 grams, and 14 malicious destruction of police or fire property, 17 driving while license suspended, 20 operating while intoxicated, 20 possession of meth and possession of narcotic less than 25 grams, along with improper possession of a firearm in a vehicle, and 23 operating while intoxicated, 17 disorderly drunk. That has been set aside. In 13, there was an MIP, and 18, unlawful plate. It also shows that there is a fail to appear out of the 53rd District Court since September 30th of last year. Comment regarding bond, Mr. Harcel?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask the court to factor in his ties to the community. He does live here
in Cadillac. He is working at Graves Masonry. He informs me he's working there for about a year or so, to the point where people start making long-term career ambitions with the job. Most of the people who are going to get weeded out before that first year is up, based on my experience in manual labor positions. I would also ask the court to factor in that even though he does have a criminal history, and I did hear one on there that did involve a weapon, it wasn't a knife. So I asked the court to factor in, at least he hasn't been accused, based on the list that I heard, of any knife-based offenses. I, of course, at this point in the proceedings, don't know exactly what's in the complaint as far as why the police pulled him over, where they've allegedly found the weapon, things of that nature. So I won't make too much allocution there, but what I will say is I'm not seeing any resist obstruct as far as this is concerned. I'm not seeing there any allegations of flee and elude, anything like that. I asked the court to factor that in, because some people with these type of allegations do then get those tacked on. I just asked the court to factor in that, as far as I can tell, he cooperated by not resisting, at least. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lawrence?
The defendant's prior criminal history is definitely a concern to the people, as well as the failure to appear. I think goes to show that he is a flight risk. I think given that, a monetary bond would be appropriate. I will say this was a traffic stop for no insurance. During an inventory search of the vehicle, officers found a knife in the center console. Given that, I would ask for a no weapons and firearms provision. Other than that, I will leave bond up to the discretion of the court.
What can you tell me about the knife?
You're asking me, Your Honor?
Oh, Mr. McDaniel? No, I'm sorry. I'm asking Ms. Lawrence right now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Says the trooper located a leather knife holster in the center console of the vehicle. Inside the holster was a black and colored double-edged non-folding fixed blade knife.
All right. Mr. McDaniel, it also appears that you failed to appear for a financial review hearing on December 4th. Is there a reason you didn't appear for that?
They keep telling me that I keep getting these financial reviews, but I'm not getting notices of them at my current address. I don't know if they're sending them to my mom's house.
Is that, so we've got 3660. Is that the correct number?
Yes, that's the correct number. But I live with multiple people. When I just went to update my address here, they had the wrong address here. So I'm assuming that that just was updated recently.
Well, this notice was sent to that address on October 31st, which would have been the time that we had you here before, I believe. Yeah, notice of arraignment on a bench warrant for failed to appear in April.
Okay, because I received a notice that I had a review coming up on the, I thought it was the 10th though.
All right. So looks like last time when you were arrested for the failed to appear, we'd applied the $300 bond. It looks like you currently owe the court $3854.50. Are you able to make any type of payment on that?
If I was out, I'd be able to get something up to the courts, but I don't have anything here, no.
I realize you don't while you're there, but can we get you set up on a payment plan?
That would be great.
How much can you pay a month?
To be on the safe side, can I start at 50? Because
you
I
do
know
the
I
50
can make
month?
that.
All right.
Yes.
Yep. We'll do $50 a month. I'm gonna make, when can you make that first payment?
What's today?
Today's
The
the
8th?
8th.
Can you give me a week?
I can do that. So a week would be the 15th. Will that work?
That'll work perfect. That's my next.
Can you do the 15th of each month?
Yep.
Now, I'm also going to set this up for a 1 month hearing. So you should have 2 payments in by that 1 month. If you're
Okay.
doing, or pretty close, if you're doing what we've asked you to do, I'll cancel that hearing. But if not, I'm gonna expect you to be here, all right? And you're gonna get
Okay.
notice of that hearing before you leave the jail today.
Okay.
Now, back to, you have a question?
Sneeze, sorry.
Back to bond on the other file on the 255037. As a condition of the bond, sir, you will not purchase or possess any firearms or weapons, not act in any threatening, intimidating, or harassing behavior. It's not alleged that this weapon was used in any kind of crime other than its possession. Defendant was stopped for driving offenses, so I will release Mr. McDaniel on his own personal recognizance. Mr. McDaniel, again, you'll be receiving your next court date for this case before you leave the jail. Make sure you keep track of all that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please do let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. If you'd like to support what we do here, the best way to do it is to pick up some of our merch. You can find it at courtroomfiles.com.